this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Afterfove. And Afterfove writes, in reference to an earlier vlog on the subject of how magic works, when someone attempts to force their beliefs and processes on you, is this an instance of black magic? And in that earlier vlog, I talked about how people practice magic all the time, unconsciously, and that when we learn to practice magic, we're only learning to do consciously what we already do naturally anyway. And so my answer to Afterfove is, well, really yes. Whether we're conscious of what we're doing or not, it's still either beneficial or harmful. And if it's harmful, it would come under the heading of black magic. However, generally speaking, I would usually reserve this term for when we're talking about things people have intentionally done. And I also would caution people against trying to find this sort of cause in things, but rather work on your own manifestation, because in the end, it's not about what people do for you or to you, but what you create in your world. And that really is the path of the magical person. Having said that, if someone is intentionally attempting to force their beliefs on you, and to use the obvious reference that all pagans would know, if they're praying to change your religion or praying to change your lifestyle, well, yeah, that is black magic, and I think it's time that as a community we called that particular spade a spade. And of course, in traditional card reading, spades were usually regarded as the cards of bad luck or ill omen, so people would often try to describe them in ways that minimize this, and pretend that the ill omen was not present in the reading. So when we say, call a spade, what we're saying is look at it for what it is. And if someone is praying against you, whether they think of it as magic or not, they are doing black magic. And we really need to be conscious of this. Particularly if they're engaging in so-called spiritual warfare, that's nothing but black magic. And we really need to bring that to them in those terms. One of the problems I think we have as a community is that we try to be very nice, and we don't call some of these people on their actions, and I think it's time that we did. And when you have somebody who is praying to force something on you that you don't want, I would really recommend asking them what they would think if you were praying for them to become pagan. And I think you'll find that they would consider that to be black magic, so it really should be on the other foot as well. So, I hope this answers your question and gives you something to think about, and until next time, may you blessed be. Today's vlog is brought to us by the word superstitions.
Superstitions. The great pagan philosopher Plutarch, in his book De Superstitionis, defined the difference between religion and superstition in this way. Religion is based on love of deity, and superstition is based on fear of deity. Superstitions are practices based on a fear of consequences that do not in reality come about. Thus, they are illogical and senseless ideas. For example, no one ever broke their mother's back by having stepped upon a crack in the sidewalk. An omen is not a superstition. Rather, an omen is a message from spirit that can help you improve or correct a situation. Thus, it is wholly positive and is to be welcomed rather than feared.